What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Iron Mike Tyson, former world champion boxer and the baddest man on the planet. Mike Tyson has sued local streetwear retailer Culture Kings and its rich listener owners for allegedly using his likeness to sell t-shirts without his permission. Wow. Okay. Fillings lodged in the NSW federal court last Friday show Mr. Tyson described as a person of widespread international fame, reputation, and recognition, initiating proceedings against Culture Kings and for misleading and deceptive conduct. The controversial boxer has alleged the retailer sold a range of clothing brand with such as Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, and Kid Dynamite without his approval. Mr. Tyson has owned the international trademark for Mike Tyson since 2010. The clothing in question was not advertised as being unaffiliated with Mr. Tyson and was sold alongside with other merchandise on the company's website, with the boxer claiming their sale conveyed that Culture Kings and the approval of sponsorship of Mr. Tyson, which was not the case. Mr. Tyson has said this amounts to misleading and deceptive conduct under Australian consumer law, and the Culture Kings has made false and misleading representation. Wow. References to the applicant, images of the applicant, and the words Mike Tyson, Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson, and Kid Dynamite would cause a consumer to associate a product bearing those references, images, and whole words with the applicant and with the applicant's international fame, reputation, recognition, and the filing claims. So, Culture Kings runs 8 stores across the country along with a large online store and has reported $183 million in revenue last year with a $19.4 million profit. The company has reportedly sold half of its business to a U.S. private equity firm in order to expand the business in the American market. The deal reportedly values the business of $600 million. Proceedings had been filed against the entire Culture Kings group of companies along with its founders, Simon and Tani Beard, who made their debut on the AFR Rich list last month, which is estimated net worth of $626 million. Mr. Tyson is seeking losses and damages and injunction preventing Culture Kings from selling the merchandise in question and to be paid all profits made by the retailer from the sale of the offending apparel. So, let me counterpunch people. Everybody loves Mike Tyson, or everybody does now. A lot of people do. He is worldwide. You think of Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson. Probably in that order, right? When you're talking about famous people. Now, there are people that will take advantage of you, that will try to use and print out certain brands or images or names without your permission. And that is illegal, okay? You can't do that, especially when Mike Tyson owns the brand, and it's a good thing that he made that business decision back in 2010, okay? Because had he not, that means people could use his stuff all over the world and not give a dime back to the person that they were referring to. If you can see a Mike Tyson shirt, more than likely lately, sad to say, it's probably Culture Kings were the person that you probably bought it from. You know, and at first, when I first read this, I was like, I seen the headlines and I was like, probably some dudes just, made a quick buck or whatever off Mike Tyson's name. But then I start reading. I'm like, no, these guys are loaded. And these guys have made a lot of money off Mike Tyson's name. You know what I mean? So they owe the man. So if you owe the man without telling the man that you intend to endorse or promote his name without paying him or without his permission, you need to pay him. Again, this isn't like one of these fly-by-night companies. No, this reported $183 million in revenue last year with a $19.4 million profit. So they can pay, and they will. If Mike Tyson if they can't prove that they asked Mike Tyson or an affiliate of Mike Tyson, they have to pay him. Pay me, bitch. It's my birthday, but pay me, bitch. I'll break your back. Nah, but all bullshits aside, no, he needs to pay that man because, they have reportedly sold half of its business to a U.S. private equity firm. So guess what? You need to use that money that you sold half of your business to and pay Mr. Tyson. Iron Mike Tyson needs to be compensated because there's no way you can use that man's name and brand and face without paying that man. So that's really easy, cut and dry. Now, was it deliberate? More than likely, yeah. Because people like the idea of something but don't go through the proper steps of going by doing it. They want to be greedy. They want to be cheap. But at the end of the day, they might have asked Mike and Mike would have been cool with it. Mike probably would have just wanted 10 or 20% of whatever the revenue that they fortuned or profited off of Mike Tyson. But now you got to pay him by the bulk because you didn't tell that man. So guess what? That's your problem. But anyway, Mike Tyson, I think my counterpunch, he needs his money. These guys have made a lot of money, so they need to pay Mike Tyson the money that they owe him. That's it. You guys tell me what you think about Mike Tyson suing Culture Kings for millions of dollars. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.